Hi guys, so Valentine's Day is coming up, and the very first thing that I got my boyfriend was this ribbon heart that I made. And it's not the exact one, I made him a black one, and it's actually hanging in his car right now. And it's one of the things that he loves the most from me. So I'm going to show you how to make this ribbon heart, and it's just going to be using a roll of ribbons. So to start off this project, you're going to need some curling ribbon, some scissors to cut the ribbon, and it will be really helpful if you have some tweezers. If you don't and you have little fingers, that's okay too. The first thing we need to do to make the heart is to make these little stars or little flowers, as you will. And we need 4 pieces of ribbon that are 9 inches long. So I have 4 pieces of ribbon right here. If you want the metallic side of the heart to show, you would have to fold the ribbon like this with the dull side showing. And you're going to fold all of your ribbon in half. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take one ribbon with the fold pointing upwards, and then the second ribbon with the fold pointing downwards. And you're going to hold both of them on one hand like that. Then you're going to take your third ribbon, have it opened like this, and then close the ribbon and then have it go through this fold. So essentially it's just going to look like this. Now you're going to switch hands really quick, and you're going to take your very last ribbon, you're going to have it open and go through the left one, and then looped into this loop right here. It's going to create kind of like a lock, just like that, when you pull on it. Now this is really important. Right after you do this, you have to flip it over. A lot of people that I've taught this to forget to do that step, and it just messes up everything. So once it's flipped over and this is pointing up from the left side and this is pointing down from the right side, then that means you got it right. So you're going to take the right side and you're going to loop it over like this, and just try to hold it into a loop like that. You're going to take the left side and you're going to loop it over, just like that. You're going to take the right side and you're going to go over and under this loop. Try to hold it, and then you're going to take the left side and go over and under these loops as well. Hold on all 4 of the ribbons and pull. Alright, so now you're going to have to flip over again. The rule of thumb is that you always have the left ribbon pointing up and the right ribbon pointing down, and that's how you know that you're on track. Okay, this is going to be like the really tedious part, and it's really difficult to see, but bear with me. We're always going to start on the bottom, and then we're always going to rotate to our right. So with our right ribbon, you're going to pull the top one up, and you're going to fold it parallel to this edge right here, just like that. And then you're going to fold it again parallel now to this edge, just like that. And in doing so, you create kind of like a little triangle on the bottom. Now you're going to take this triangle and you're just going to fold it up like this. Okay, now the very difficult part is trying to find this little slit right here. You're going to take this ribbon and you're going to slide it into this little slit, just like that. And if you hold with your nail here and you pull gently, a little triangle should start to form, just like this. See that? Sweet. Spectacular. So now you're going to rotate, and you're going to have this ribbon that's on top again, and you're going to repeat the same thing. So you got the third one done. Now we're going to rotate to the fourth one, and on the fourth one you're going to have 3 ribbons, and this is because this one is coming from this triangle from earlier. So what you're going to do is you're going to just flip it up and kind of ignore it and work on the second ribbon. So fold. Now you got all 4 of them up, right? And once again, remember, your bottom ribbons are supposed to be facing down and your left ribbons are supposed to be facing up. We're going to take this ribbon right here, and the ribbon that's perpendicular to it, we're going to fold it over like this. You're going to take the bottom ribbon and you're going to slide it into this little slit right here. And what happens is when you're putting this into this little slit, it's going to pop out on this side. So you're going to grab it and you're going to pull. And it's going to create kind of like a little poof right here. Now if you rotate it, you're going to have this ribbon that's facing down and this ribbon that's perpendicular to it. You're going to fold the perpendicular ribbon over, and you're going to insert it to the bottom slit right here. And remember, it's going to pop out on the left side, and you're just going to pull. Okay, so now we're on the very last one, and you don't have a perpendicular ribbon going across. It's okay, you could just find this little guy right here and just slip it under this slit. So now you have this kind of star ribbon flower thing, and this is the base on how you will connect all kinds of shapes together. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to make 14 of these. So what we need to do is we need to connect 8 of them together just like this. And connecting the ribbon is really easy. It's just like working on a puzzle. Okay, so you're going to take 2 of these and you're going to flip them upside down. What you'll realize is that behind each ribbon you have a slit and then you have a fold. You have a slit right here and you have a fold. You have a slit and you have a fold. And this is where it's going to be extremely important for you to understand where the slits and the folds are. So if this guy right here could go into this slit right here, the left side will have to go into the slit that's on the right. What happened is there's going to be 2 ribbons left on the top. And before I do anything with these, I'm going to flip it back and see how far I want these flowers to be arranged. So I'm just going to pull on these ribbons a little bit and arrange it about maybe ½ an inch away from each other. I think ½ an inch is pretty good. Anything bigger will make the heart a little bit wobbly. So you're going to flip it over and you're going to trim it just right where this line is on the flower. So trim. And do the same on the other side. Trim. You're going to take your little tweezers here and you're going to insert these ribbons into these slits right here. Just like that. Look how nice and clean that looks. You're going to flip it over and you see how these guys right here are kind of just wailing around. You're going to trim it just a little bit. Alright, now to connect 8 of them, you're just going to keep adding. So this one has a slit on the bottom, that means this guy will have to connect like this. And you're just going to follow the process and just keep doing it until you have 8 of them. Now what we need to do is turn this into a circle, and the same idea follows. All you gotta do is bend it towards each other, like that. And I'm going to put this guy into this slit right here. And so there's going to be these 2 ribbons left up over on the top. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to bend the circle and flip it to the front like this. So it's easier for me to see these guys and it's easier for me to work with. Alright, so now we have kind of like a little circle thing. What we're going to do is we're going to fold it in half, like this. Make sure that this flower is aligned to this flower to the back and this one's aligned to this one. This is very important. If you don't keep them parallel, you're going to screw yourself over something fierce. What we're going to do is we're going to take this one and we're going to fold it inwards like this. So instead of the fold being protruding outwards, the fold is going to protrude inwards. Just like that. So in a sense, we're kind of like making a little heart like this. And this is where the crazy will start to happen. Now that we have 8 in a circle, there's going to be 6 of these little flowers left over. And what we're going to do next is we're going to connect them, but instead of a straight line, we're going to connect them like this. It's the same concept. The first thing you'll do is you're going to connect them in a straight line like this. And then you're just going to flip it over like this, and you're going to connect another one to this guy. So I did one side, and hopefully you guys can see how this all came together. Do you see how these are the 8 ribbons that went around the heart? And then do you see how this is the tri-flower that we put together? And if you align it correctly, all of these ribbons will line up and touch each other. And all you have to do is just put it together. The difficult part about this is not being able to see what you're doing when you're tucking ribbons from the inside. You just gotta be diligent. My recommendation is trying to start with this flower and connecting it to these 3 first. And once you get this done, you're going to try to connect this bottom flower, right? You're going to connect these 2, and this one's already in, so you're going to connect this 3rd one. And then you're going to work on the 3rd flower, which is already connected to this guy. All you have to do is connect it to these 3 arms right here, and it should all come together. The back is going to be open like this, and you're going to take this and you're going to place it on, and you're going to connect it the same way, and you'll finally be done. So I just strung this all together with a chain, and then I have like little crystals, little, I guess, trinkets that I saved up from a really long time ago. And then this is an old cell phone charm that never was used. And this up here is actually just 2 flowers put together, and then I kind of just snipped a little bit of the ribbons and I curled them. So yeah, I guess some of you guys might not get it, but to me, I put a lot of love into making these trinkets, and I hope that the person I give it to loves it as well. And it's just all around really pretty and really cute and really thoughtful. I made my parents a really giant chandelier out of ribbons, and they have it hanging in their households. So the creativity and the possibilities are quite endless when it comes to ribbons, and you have to imagine how awesome it is, because this only cost me about 79 cents, and I made something that looks like this. I know it looks hard, but a little bit of perseverance will get you pretty far.